Hello, Becca. Happy day after hump day. Thursday, as some might call it. Today, for your viewing pleasure, I would like to read a little something. It's a fine piece of fiction. Very fine. And I would like to read it, accompanied by a little music for effect. So, here we go. The story is called Having Hermione. She was fire, and he was ice, and never the twain should meet except, of course, when they did. It was to be expected, really. Opposites were known to attract, had done so since time immemorial, and it really wasn't his fault that a meeting between fire and ice resulted in steam. Lots of steam. It had started out quite innocently enough, at least on his part. He had been secretly enjoying tormenting her, and it had become a favorite pastime of his for over the last couple of months since he had been forced to take her on as his apprentice. He would wait until she was engrossed in her task, whether it was mixing potions or marking the tedious work of the first-year idiots, before gliding up silently behind her and growling, "What are you doing, Miss Granger?" in his silkiest tones. It never failed to make her jump and scowl at him ferociously, and it gave him an excuse to unobtrusively smell her hair, its lemon and ginger root scent wrapping him in an olfactory blanket of something akin to desire. It had been anything of the sort at first, of course. He had just enjoyed making her jump, had delighted in watching her eyes flash at him dangerously as she bit her lip in an effort to keep her temper, for it would never do for Miss Granger to let loose the torrent of verbal invective he was sure she wanted to let loose on him, especially as her future as a potions mistress rested so precariously in his hands. He wasn't sure when he first noticed her scent. He knew it wasn't the first time he had startled her, or even the second, but noticed it he had. That delicious perfume that seemed to suddenly permeate the very air around her. He could no longer work with either ginger or lemons without thinking of her. He wondered if he noticed her perfume around the same time he realized that her angry flush was quite appealing, or that her bottom lip, once bitten in anger, looked lush and moist and eminently suckable. He wondered if he started noticing all this around the same time it occurred to him that she wasn't a little girl anymore, hadn't been for quite some time. He wondered if he started noticing all this around the same time he began dreaming of her. It was perverse, really, but no one had ever accused him of being anything other than perverse, so he lived with it. Truth be told, he relished it. The forbidden had always held an illicit appeal for him, and what could be worse than a man such as him imagining the themes he imagined about her? She was a virtual babe in the woods compared to him. No experience whatsoever. Her nutmeg eyes practically screamed innocence at him every time he allowed himself to look too long. He craved that innocence as he craved the very air around him. It was something he had lost a long time ago, if he'd ever even had it at all. Some days, as she bent over the steaming cauldrons, learning his secrets, he would watch in fascination as the fine tendrils of baby hair at the nape of her neck would curl in the steam. He wondered, were they as soft as they looked? Would they kiss his fingers gently if he reached out to caress them? On days like those, when her hair was piled on her head and her baby curls clung damply to the back of her neck, he would make sure to startle her by whispering in her ear. Sometimes he would be so bold as to let the edge of his nose graze against her hair as he absorbed her aroma. But today was different. Join us next time to find out just what exactly was different today. Because today is different. This has been Grace and Andrea. Read.